Today you guys are going to be taking all of those one-step equations you wrote last week and turning them into the calendar project. To help you out, since we aren't at school and we are doing all this through e-learning, I wasn't able to give you guys as good a feedback as I normally would like. I would like you guys to look at the equation key that I shared with you. If you guys look at the equation key, it'll show you guys the equations you should have been writing. Many of you guys did that, especially on Friday's assignment. Friday's assignment, I was very impressed and proud with how great so many of you guys did. But just to make sure everyone's working with the correct equations, you might want to look at the equations key. You guys are going to be using these in order. In fact, I would even maybe recommend copying and cutting them. So cut is Control X, or you can go up here to the edit menu and you can do cut if you have something highlighted. So you make sure you only use each equation once. So what you're going to do is you are going to choose a month that you would like to make a calendar for. You need to look up that calendar of the month on Google and locate what day of the week the first is on. So for example, I'm going to do July 2020. So I would Google search July 2020 and I would look at a calendar. So I'm going to look at any of these images and I noticed that July 1st is on a Wednesday, which means I'm going to put my first equation on a Wednesday. If you chose a different month, you might be putting your first equation on a different day. So again, you have to search up the month. So I'd come back here. I've already copied my first equation. So I would go to Wednesday and I'm going to paste that equation in by hitting Control V or going up to the Edit and Paste button. I'm going to keep going back and forth. You can either again use your equations or you can use my key. I would go here. I'm going to hit Control X or go up here again to the Edit button and hit Copy or Cut. You want to cut it so it deletes it and you remember which ones you've used. Then I'm going to come back here. I'm going to do Control V or again go to the Edit menu and hit Paste. And I'm going to keep going through and doing this with all my equations. So again, I would go here, I would go to cut, and then I would go back here, I'd go in the next box, and I would go to paste. So when I look at this here, I just pasted d minus 1 equals 2. So if I were to solve this by adding 1 to both sides, d would equal 3. If I go back and look, well, Friday is June 3rd. So all of your equation solutions should match with the day of the month that it is. So that's how I'd make my equation calendar. So again, kind of going back, looking at the directions, we're going to type only the equation. We're not going to type the solution or any of the work. We're going to continue doing this for the remaining equations to reach the last day of your month. You might have some empty boxes, or you might even need to add some more boxes in depending on what month you chose. When we look at this, you need to think about how many days are in a month. So July, for example, has 31. So I would use all 31 equations on my equations key. However, some months only have 30 days and February only has 28 days unless it's a leap year and has 29. So you need to make sure you stop whenever your last day of the month is. You're going to go up here and you would type your month and year at the top. So I chose July 2020. From here, you're ready to start editing once you have all of your equations typed in. You can edit the font, color, size to be reflective of your month and design. So if I go on here, again, I can sit here and I can take this and I can change my font color, my font size. I can go through and do the same thing with this. I can even go and I can click in a box and I can go up to my paint can and I can fill a different color. And I can kind of make a pattern. Since I'm doing July, maybe I want to do red and blue for all of my boxes. The only thing is, if you choose to do something like that, you need to make sure that your font is able to be seen in the box. Okay, but again, you could change what font, you can change the size of it, you can change the color of it, and really decorate it. The last thing is, and you're going to probably want to make this a little bit bigger of a font as well, because it looks kind of small up there right now. So I could kind of just keep making this bigger. The last thing is you're going to want to add some designs around the outside. So you can go up here to Insert Image, and you can say search from the web. So you could type something that's reflected of your month. So if I just even want to type in July, it'll probably give me a bunch of different pictures that I put in. Now I'm going to be putting these all around. So some of these really wouldn't work that good around the outside edges. You want to have a small enough picture that's not like too big, like here, like this one right here. This one work. I click on it. I can click Insert. Okay, once I insert it, I'm going to want to make it small enough that it can fit around the outside edges. Okay, if you need to, you can always, edit it some more. You could also go here, and if it's kind of overlapping the calendar and you don't want to, you just click on it and you say order, and you want to send it to back, and then it'll go behind the calendar. So I can put some stuff like that. Maybe I want to search. Maybe I want to type in stars because I know stars are a lot on there. Okay, right now none of these really look like 4th of July stars as much. So maybe I want to type stars, red and blue. Give some more ideas. Okay, so I could here, this one looks great. So can I click on it? I click insert. And then I size it down to how big I want it. Maybe I just want to make it longer. Okay, that kind of looks a little silly being that size there, but you guys kind of get the picture. Okay, and then I would go and put decorations all around it. Okay, once you're done, you will just submit this back to me on Schoology, and that will be your equations calendar.